Hello everyone, I am absolutely amazed and overwhelmed with emotion about the project I want to show you right now. If you think I'm at a resort with pools and gorgeous palm trees behind me, you're very much mistaken. Yes, we are in the United Arab Emirates, this is Dubai, but this is just a regular residence where you can rent or buy property, though only on the secondary market. But the living conditions created here by the developer will completely change your idea of what real estate can be. Personally, I definitely want to live here. I'm sure you'll want to as well, so let's go. I'll show you this magnificent complex. This complex is called Midtown by the developer DR. The main idea is that it's all built on a single territory, so all the houses you see here are completely unified. It's a single residential area with a variety of complexes for entertainment, relaxation, and comfortable living. So as we walk along, I'll show you that there are, of course, signs everywhere to help you quickly find your way around. Everything is well maintained. You can see for yourself how beautiful and great it is here. Once again, about the claim that there's no greenery in Dubai, try telling that to the people who live in this residence. They have plenty of greenery here, everything is wonderful. There's a sports ground and a tennis court for the residents. There's also just an area where you can hold various events. Over there, there's a children's complex and a climbing wall simulation. This is what we're looking at right now. Only about 5% of the territory, of course, but from early morning there are people working here, cleaning and keeping everything in order. I like that the buildings here are very low-rise, so no one bothers anyone, not even in terms of privacy. These are probably the tallest buildings you can find here. Of course, people live here, and their windows face either this side, the inner courtyard, or the other side. What I like is this concept where there are plenty of places to sit. Here it's an open area, but there are also many spots where the area is completely enclosed and shaded, and of course there's a swimming pool. I'll say right away, there are 3 pools on the property. There's a small pool for children. Why are there 3 distinct and beautifully designed pools? Because, as you can clearly observe, there are so many magnificent and thoughtfully constructed buildings located here. Everything has been meticulously designed and carefully planned so that absolutely everyone, without exception, has the wonderful opportunity to truly relax, unwind, and comfortably spend their precious time in this exceptional environment. You can conveniently rinse off here after your swim, ensuring a refreshing and clean experience before heading to other facilities. As I mentioned before, this is the concept under the trees. Here you go, there's a spot to sit. Children especially love it. They can sit together, 2 or 3 of them, and play different games. Again, you can see that everything is well maintained. There are trash bins if needed, so cleanliness is always maintained. Overall, I can say that it's very clean and very comfortable here. So, the children's playground. And notice there are 2 playgrounds for kids, and that's just in this corner. We've actually reached one of the far ends of this. There's a playground of this type here, accordingly. Here we have sand for the kids. They can play and run around. This area is more of an imitation of a different kind of playground for more active sports. You can see how beautifully everything is done, the condition it's in, and how well it's maintained. As you can see, there's a running track here. It's about 1 kilometer long. So let's move on. What else can we see here? Again, as you can see, everything is absolutely green. Of course, everything is watered and blooming. There's a path like this running the length of the entire complex, which allows us to exercise without having to go outside. Here are the barbecue areas. You can come here, walk in, and easily cook whatever you like to eat. Right here you have all the necessary space. You can come, sit down, and everything you've prepared you can just take and eat. So, as I already told you, let's take a closer look once again. We are in this part, and from here we move on. In the other direction there's 1 pool, 2 pools, 3 pools. And here in front, 2 more new towers are being built, which will also be connected by a shared podium. And there will also be a water complex located there. And accordingly, what you see here are also sports courts. There are basketball courts here, volleyball courts, and tennis courts. So the complex is divided into 3 large sections, where you can always find something. Here, kids are playing, here's the pool, and here are people doing sports. Naturally, there is also a separate full-fledged sports club located right here on the premises. You can come and work out there. It's quite large for the area, so I went inside. The equipment is generally pretty good, so there's a good selection and you can really get a workout in. And I believe there's a limit of 20 people allowed in the gym at the same time so that everyone is comfortable. Look, this is the basketball court, and there's also a space for spectators. In the evenings, kids especially love rollerblading here. Yesterday morning, I saw how a father and son were playing basketball here. In short, there are opportunities to spend time usefully, and the local residents take full advantage of them. Here's another children's playground. They come in different formats here. Over there, if we saw a playground for active recreation, here it's a calmer area. I'd say it's for the youngest children, so that they're comfortable. You can see far ahead, there's construction going on, and that's where we need to go. And this is how the entire complex goes in a circle. Here's another children's playground. You can see how big the complex is, so that children can have different types of activities. We're gradually approaching the sports complex. This whole area here is the gym. We won't go inside because there are people working out, so we won't film without permission. These are the kinds of areas that simply connect the buildings. You can see that this is a single roof, and accordingly the buildings are further united into a single territory. We're continuing to walk along this area. Here, kids ride their bikes and parents go for runs. There's a bit more activity in the morning, but during the day, of course, there's no one here because it's hot and everything gets lively in the evening. And here is yet a third pool. This is where the sports complex is located. Over there is another water area. And so basically everything happens in a circle like this. This is a covered playground so that the kids are protected from the sun. And this is one of my favorite places. Just look at how it's done. Let me remind you, this is the territory of the complex, which is just considered comfort class. This isn't premium, it's not some kind of VIP resort complex. It's just a place where people live every day, and this is how they spend their time. It's just a fantastic place. I was really pleasantly impressed, and I decided to stay here. And let me tell you a bit about why, besides what you've already seen, and I think you were also impressed, why else it's so great to live here, and why people strive to live in such complexes. Judge for yourself. First of all, everything we're in right now is a podium. It's basically the second floor of the property. On the first floor, there's a large number of all kinds of little shops. You have pharmacies, you have cafes. For example, there's Pizza Hut, Burger King here. There are just so many of them. Cafes where you can drop in and have a meal. Various cuisines, because people of different nationalities live here. Naturally, there are pharmacies, as I mentioned, and laundromats. As always, there are places for pets too. Here, there's a place where you can leave your pets, take them for a walk, or get help if needed. All of this is available here. That's the first thing. So, when you go downstairs, you can always get any service you need. Moreover, all these little restaurants, it's kind of a rule here. In Dubai, you just call them, give your apartment number, and they bring it to you. You pay for the food, so you don't even have to go anywhere. And by the way, when it's local restaurants or shops delivering, they don't charge extra for delivery, except for tips. Also, the entire first floor is parking. So the whole area that we just walked through downstairs is parking. There are more than enough parking spaces. They're excellent, well maintained. Everything is great again, and all of this is really impressive. There are also several elevators, for example, just in one particular building to get to the floor landing. There is one freight elevator and 2 passenger elevators. They work very quickly and comfortably, so you can always get an elevator with minimal waiting time. Next, look, if you want your kids to go out and play, just imagine the level of safety and comfort. Your children are on the premises, they have a wide variety of playgrounds, lots of greenery, and they're in the shade. If your friends come over, you can go have a barbecue, you can swim in the pool. If you just want to go for a walk, go ahead, you can take an evening stroll. Over 1 kilometer, you can walk at your own pace. If you want to work out, everything you need is here. There's a gym and a library area, everything is here. Everything you need to enjoy and savor life. I was glad to show you this project. My best wishes to you. See you in the next videos. Bye.